Yeah, so I'm not. Should I go like, what is up, you guys? This is Arshin. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be talking about shell. Now, what is shell? You can already see like this is a shell tutorial, and the file name is bash. You can see how your lead is consistent, but it's okay. So I'm gonna talk about bash. We'll be going. So here's our agenda. Um, what is a shell environment? When you guys are in this team, you're gonna basically run everything from the command line, except when you're actually editing code, because you would want to use an IDE. Otherwise, like, do you hate yourself otherwise? Why is it important to know shell? This is actually really cool because, like, when I think a lot of the skills that I picked up over like different co-ops allowed me to be able to be really fast with computers in general. So like whenever you want to learn a new language or like learn a new tool, you'll be super fast to like install it, and like it doesn't work, and then you go on Stack Overflow, it says export path blah blah blah, and you have no idea what that means. Some of you guys might have already done that. But if you actually understand how shell works, you'll be able to debug all that stuff with no problem. So this was actually like a changing point in my career. And actually, like, even when I went to Apple, I realized that I was even like faster than like some other people that were like full-time engineers there, just because they didn't go through the process of making themselves comfortable in the command line. Plus, when someone else looks at you, it looks like Hacker Man, like it's like really cool. I see like moving numbers and stuff. Like, look, ping 8.8.8. Whoa! Holy shit! What's going on? All this means is I'm pinging Google, and then it's basically sending 64 bytes, and it's coming back, and it tells you the time. So it took like 6 milliseconds to travel the Earth and come back, which is mind-blowing. But yeah, in general, this is the command line, and this is the point of this tutorial, to like make you comfortable with this command line. So I'm going to use Mac. However, all the guys that are on Windows, just open git bash, and it's the same thing. So you will, honestly, yes, open up your laptops and try and follow with me, but I'm going to be super fast. So it's okay if you guys are not able to keep up with me. So what is a shell environment? Why it's important? And it's interactive because I'm going to switch between the two. And then there's the basic commands. So there's like a whole lot of commands that I'm going to go through. There's like 2 lists. Jesus Christ. And we're going to go over the concepts, thinking emoji, because you guys are going to understand what the concepts mean. And then productivity tools, because you guys want to be fast. Now, I don't know why I'm so excited. And then there's some extra resources if you guys are nerds and want to learn more about this than I already do. Okay, what is a shell environment? It's a command line interface. Basically, when you take a look at your operating system, your computers basically come with a monitor. You never have a computer that doesn't have a monitor because people are used to it. But when the first computer came around, it took up like a building. It was very impractical, and only engineers used with it. They actually had to like punch cards and shit and like present it to it. And it had like a really shitty console, which is the same shitty console that you guys see here. So it didn't have all these like nice icons and buttons and all these things. Basically, Steve Jobs came out and he was like, "Oh, I want to sell a computer to the normal people." And then that's how it happened. So personal computers came out, and then graphical user interfaces came out, and there was like a whole lot of applications that came out with it. So you can play games on them, and then you can like draw cat tools and all that stuff. But it turns out that you can actually control almost all of the not almost all of the functionality, but like a lot of the functionality of a computer only using the command line. And that's basically the point of this tutorial. So in Midnight Sun, we use this a lot. Pretty much every time you want to run your code or you want to flash your code into an embedded system, there's not a GUI application that you run from because we've set up the built environment using like our own tools, and those tools are mostly command line tools. And this is usually the style that you'll see at your co-ops too. Like when you go to your co-op, a lot of the people actually use the command line tools. As opposed to, for example, to be able to use Git, there's like a GUI application called Source Tree, and you can like use Git from there. But it's just, I don't know, I like the command line better. I look cooler. But for here, you actually need to learn how to use the command line. And next slide. Why is it important? Productivity. This was a big one for me because I realized that I became much faster, just like opening everything from the command line. And then soon after you become like very comfortable with it, you can actually like set up your own tools and become super fast. For example, if I want to go to like my labs, I can just like go to Google Drive and then open ECE 224, I don't know, like lecture 1. Boom, and then that will open that tutorial for me, right? So if you become nerds like me, you will become really productive. And automation, you can actually like use this in your personal projects to be able to like automate some of the tasks that you don't like. Even if you find yourself like constantly running like ping blah 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 blah, you can actually like concatenate all those commands into one script and run only that script. And I will show you how. So you can become you can set up automation. So like a lot of the tasks that you're manually doing, you can actually like tell the computer to do it for you. And all of this is gonna make sense someday. And this is gonna be an interactive tutorial. So open your shell. It's on Mac. Open terminal. So this is basically what I've opened. Let me show you my thing. Oh, I think where is it on Mac? Oh, it's here. So you go to other. And then there's like all these applications that you never use ever in your life, and terminal. I feel like I should be more serious. But it's okay. All right, so basic commands. Boom. So I'm just gonna teach you a whole bunch of commands, and then I have that list over here just to ensure that I don't forget any one of these commands. But in general, I'm just gonna pretty much like go through different commands and talk about them. So let's see how. So first command that I'm gonna teach you about is ls. ls lists whatever there is in your directory. So depending on where you guys are, it might list different stuff. But usually when you just open terminal, so let me like open a new tab. Like I just opened a new tab on my terminal. It is so I've change my environment so that it tells me where I am. So this basically says tilde. And tilde in Unix operating systems usually means, or like in Bash in general, it means your home directory. So this is not the root directory, like this is not the root of all of your hard disk. This is basically where your user account is, depending on your operating system. So to be able to find out where you are in your operating system, you can use the command pwd. And this is basically, I don't know, stands for path with respect to whatever. I don't know. It's just pwd. So basically it tells me that I'm on /users/arching-canifer. So I can like, interesting. So now I'm going to teach about the second command that you're going to use. Oh, sorry.
How does print working directory?
Yes, that's probably it. I don't know. So, pwd shows where you are. This screen doesn't completely show stuff. It's okay. I guess we'll talk about if you guys find it run into some problems with looking at that screen, just let me know. So Arshin, how do I go around in my operating system? That good thing you asked. Because you can list the stuff in your directory, and then you can use cd, which is change directory. I know this one. And you can basically go to like any of the directories that are listed out here. So as you can see, like these green list items are basically directories, and then if they're not green and they're basically just like a file, it's called list. Oh, sorry, it's not called list. It's in a different color. So that's how my terminal shows me if I have folders or files, and your terminals may actually show you that as well. I installed a cool theme, that's why I'm seeing them. So let's go to desktop. So now I'm in my desktop. Let's see what's in my desktop. I can see all these different stuff, right? And then if I switch back to my desktop, you can see all of those files here. Pretty neat. So you can go around in your computer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go back, and then I'm gonna create. Let me delete this folder. So I'm just gonna create a folder called temp, standing for temporary, just to show you guys how to interact with this system. So make directory. So this is the command that you use for making directories. So make dir temp, and this one will make you a temporary directory. So if I do ls, you can see temp here. So it didn't exist before, now it exists. So let me delete it. rm, so rm removes something. So for example, let me see if I have anything important in this one. Cat list one, well, whatever. List one. Oh, yeah, it doesn't important. Okay, so there's one file here that's like a dummy file. I don't even know why I have it there. I want to delete it. How do I delete it? rm, standing for remove. Rm list one, and then I do ls. You can see that file is gone, right? And then what if I want to remove directories? When you remove a directory, you're removing all the files in it, which is why if I simply do rm temp, which is an empty directory that I just made, this won't just work because it says temp is a directory. So you just have to pass in -f temp.
Is that force?
I think it's for force. I think. Oh, actually, sorry. rm-r temp. R I think stands for recursive. And if you, we can check that later. But yeah, so that's how you make a directory, and that's how you remove a directory. Is everyone good? Should I wait around for anyone?
Just write that down.
Sorry?
I've got Windows and Jetpack downloaded, but these commands are not running.
Really? I think you.
Should I put the dollar?
Let me just take a look. So is this git bash that you have right now? ls
Control C, right? So RM.
missing
Here.
operand. Oh, if you have them.
Control C. I don't get anything. I'm trying to remove something. I
Why are you pressing
What
Control
doesn't
C?
Desktop?
Oh, that's the file name?
Desktop?
Yeah.
Oh, because
trying
your
to remove?
desktop is here, so you can do cd desktop,
wait. Got that. This
and
one.
I on your desktop.
Let's see.
Probably you did desktop like this. Let's do history
RM.
to find one.
I don't think
Yeah.
Control C.
See, your
Control V.
desktop
Yeah, you
was,
can't control C here.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think.
lower
You have to
than
type
that,
it
you
out.
didn't put CD.
Yeah.
So you didn't put
It's-
CD
it's,
and
Yeah.
desktop. This is the number
What
line
is
of
it?
the command that you ran.
Homework September 10th. That's just amazing. Shouldn't. Oh my god. 10.
No worries.
Is there like a
So,
space?
everyone good? All right, sick. So, that's how you create a directory. That's how you delete a directory. So now let's go to temp. Whoops. Temp. Where is this? Oh, I deleted it. Okay. Make directory temp, and then cd temp. Okay, now I'm in temp. If I do pwd, this is just like recap. I love the keyboard sounds from everyone coming in. So pwd shows me where I am with respect to this thing. Oh yeah, open the door. Hello, how's it going? Good. So we're just going through the tutorial. Just try and find a place, and if you can, like, this is all like basic stuff, so you can kind of just pay attention.
Alright.
Yeah.
What's on the ground?
Alright. And I'm also recording this tutorial, so you can later go through it if you want.
Okay.
So this just got recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is a conversation. All right. So if I do ls, you can see that there's nothing here, right? So Arjun, how do I go back to my directory? This is so shitposty. How do I go back from temp to my home directory? That's good thing you asked. You do cd dot dot. Dot dot means your previous directory. So that takes you to the last directory. Dot means this directory. So if I do ls dot, that means list this directory, which is the same as running ls.
It doesn't. I cd dot dot.
Cd
press
space
space.
dot dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
All
so
right.
if you go into a file, then do ls dot dot, does it show you the previous one?
Exactly, yeah. Let's go to temp. So now we're in temp. Let's do ls dot dot. This means list the last directory.
Okay.
Boom. It shows the last directory. If I do ls dot dot slash dot dot, that means that go to the last directory and then go to one directory higher, like its parent directory, and that shows me guest, shared, Arshin. So these are the different users. So that's basically the thing of that. What's it called? The list directory of that directory. So inside temp, I'm gonna make a file, and you can pretty much like make a file. So in Windows, you would right-click and then do new and then file or something, and then you would, that's how you make a file. Well, over here, you can do touch. So touch and then the file name that creates a file for you. So Arshin's file. Arshin's file just got created. It has nothing in it. If I want to take a look at what's inside that file, I can do cat. Cat basically shows you all the contents within a file. So Arshin's file. There's nothing there because I just created it. So I'm going to use a tool called Vim. Vim is a command. It's basically a text editor. A lot of people use Sublime. Some hardcore people that are trying to look cool, like me, let's use Vim. With Vim, you can pretty much edit any kind of test document. Sorry, you can edit files from within your command line. And then it's very configurable. I definitely recommend that you guys learn how to use Vim. You're not going to actually use it for development, even though some people actually use for development. When I first joined this team, I was using Vim for development too. And it wasn't slow because I installed a lot of tools that made me fast. So, it's personal preference if you guys like to use Vim or not. So I'm going to open Arshin's file, and I'm going to type in some stuff. So hello, my name is Arshin. Whoops. And I'm not going to explain how I do stuff in Vim. Maybe I can have a second tutorial for that if you guys are interested. But it's like too complicated to just fit it in this tutorial. So now I can take a look at what's inside Arshin's file. So cat Arshin's file. Hello, my name is Arshin. So you can see that that file is showing what's inside of it. Is that good? Everyone good with it? Make eye contact with me, please. Good.
I got
All right.
that, so no, okay.
So, oh, you're trying to edit stuff with Vim?
Yeah.
So now hit escape. Escape. The other
Okay,
escape.
I
Yeah. And then type in colon. If you don't know how to use Vim, you look paralyzed when you're using Vim. Because
Is it just
it's
escape
not that
tab?
intuitive to use.
It's escape
Let me
and
just
then
exit
colon
this
X
and
and
never use Vim again.
Escape.
Okay?
Colon
W2.
X.
And you're back.
Oh, okay, that's.
Yeah. So, guys, don't use Vim right now. That's the last time I'm using Vim in front of you guys.
How do we exit?
Yeah! Oh my god, Jesus! Colon. Okay, so you're in insert mode, and then you hit escape, and you're out of insert mode,
Okay.
and then you do colon. This is how you tell it to do commands, and then right, quit. Boom. Oh, that's because you didn't install. So you do quit this, and now you're out. So don't worry about having something
Yeah.
in there.
So
There are other ways of like writing to
You
that
say
file.
quit after colon, after the colon, right?
Forget about it. Don't use Vim right now. I'll run a different tutorial for Vim if you guys want.
Sorry.
It's all good. Don't worry. I have all the time in the world. Is it good? You guys can always come to me like later too if you have questions, or if yeah, you can always do that. So we created Arshin's file or whatever file, and then now we want to delete it. Okay, I went through deleting it. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about? ls cd cat. So cat shows you what is inside that file. There's a really cool command called echo, and all echo does is that if you do echo and then, for example, hello, it will simply return hello to you, right? So whatever you tell it, it will just simply return it. So this might not actually seem really interesting here, but one cool thing that it has is that you can basically mix it with other commands and then do powerful stuff. So one really good example of this is redirection. So whatever, oh no, off timer. What is this? I don't want this to, okay. Let's hope that the TV doesn't turn off. So if you do echo hello, and then you pipe it into some file, it's okay. Let's see if it has an exit button. If it has an exit button, then it will hopefully work. If it doesn't, oh, look. Off timer. What's off timer? Okay, whatever.